Hello out there in SIGT land and the rest of YouTube. This is Randy SIGT, with a detailed breakdown of the SIG P320. I got a little bit more information on this weapon, and I want to give it to you right now. So there are actually three different grip sizes. This is the medium one here, and there's a small, medium, and a large. So what they're talking about is the circumference of the grip right here. You can get this in the three different sizes, and there's four different lengths. You have the full, the compact, the subcompact, and the carry. And you can actually take off this whole lower and replace it. I'm going to show you how to do that. You basically disassemble the gun, you pull down the takedown lever, pull the slide off, and if you notice there, I didn't pull the trigger, so that's actually a nice safety measure to show you that we did not, have a round in the chamber and accidentally discharge it in the side of the bench. And here's the nice part of it. So this takedown lever here comes off. We just push out the side of the takedown lever, pops out a little bit, and then rotate it around to where it will pop off. Let's see if I can get that sucker to come out now. There we go. And if you see here, there's a little bit of an angle cut right on the side of that. And that little bit of an angle rides up on that angular piece way down in here. There's a little angled piece. I don't know if we can see that, but you can kind of see it there. So that actually rides down there on that angled piece. Now that we actually have the takedown pin out, what we can do is just pull up on these guide lips here, pull forward a little bit, we'll push it with our thumb, pull it out, and there you go. Your trigger pack is now out. That is the actual registered part of the weapon. You can now, trade out your lower here for a whole nother one. In fact, you can see the hole there. That's where your serial number pokes through. So this is actually, purchase. You can purchase that online or wherever with whatever size grips you want or whatever length you choose to customize it with. So now let's take this firing pin out the rest of the way. There's a little button back here. I'm going to depress it here with my poker. We'll slide the cap back kind of like a 1911, and now we can get the firing pin out. And here we have our firing pin. I also want to show you to make sure that you do not press this lever down on the side here. This lever right here is held in with a spring, and that spring will pop off. Now you can manipulate that spring back on, and it does slip in fairly easily, but you might be playing with it on the bench for a little bit. So just be careful of that. Once you got the firing pin out, you can do your maintenance and cleaning to make sure that there's no dirt or grease or whatever that's going to stop your firing. And the other thing that's really nice about this is the extractor. We pull that pin that we pushed out earlier the rest of the way, and now the extractor will come out. There's our extractor. Now we can do our fine detailed cleaning on our extractor. Maybe if your extractor becomes damaged, you can now replace it. To put it back in, I want to show you there's an angle cut on that pin, and that's actually going to slide over that part on the extractor to actually push that extractor down, and that's the actual spring for the extractor. I do not see any other spring inside there to worry about. So to put it all back together, we're going to slide the extractor back in, put that piece like I showed you earlier on there like so, making sure it clips in. We can now put our firing pin back in like so, slide that sucker back in there, and put our cap on, the angle facing the angle of the back slide. We can slide that in. I'm just going to depress this with my finger all the way until I get it to clip over, and there we go. Now we're back together. And I'll show you how to put the lower back together. With our lower back here, we can slide the trigger in, push a little bit forward. We're back. Our camera shut off on us, new batteries. And I got the trigger pack back in here now, and I am just going to put our takedown pin back in making sure I slide it with the angle facing in the direction of that little angle piece, and then I can slide it back in. I twist it and push that angle piece back in, and then it slides in the rest of the way. Line that back up to that position, slide it in, and put our takedown lever back to the open position, which is all the way down like so. I slide our barrel back in, slide our spring back in there with the big flat plate towards the back of the barrel, or the breech, and then I can actually slide that in those takedown feed lips, lock the gun back, push that back down, slide hammer down, make sure the gun's still empty. I can pull the trigger, check for functionality. Yep, seems to be working pretty good. And that, my good friends, is how we take down the SIG P320 all the way. So there is a little bit of customization. I might not have mentioned that in my other video, and I still think that, out of the package, you're not going to get that great of a customization. You're going to have to buy into it a little bit. Hopefully at your gun shop, maybe a nice feature for them would actually be carrying these lowers on hand, and then this way you can try, see how you feel, and be like, okay, great, we'll get you the small lower, or we'll get you the large, and you're going to want it the subcompact, or or that form. There are probably different barrels that will only fit those, like your slide will probably be shaped differently on a compact, so that's probably something else to be looking at. But that's the detailed breakdown on the SIG P320. And this is Randy with SIGT signing out.